So, hier sind wir wieder. Schön Basis. Da oben. Damals, ich bin's einfach nicht. Jetzt fällt auf, dass ich das Spiel eine Weile nicht gespielt habe. Hat nicht Blick, wie ich da hoch. Okay, ich hab's. Sehr gut, da rein. Direkt ein Video. Erziehen.
When you're wounded, you have to strike back. Draw blood.
Hey! Can't I get one damn minute to mourn my friend?
Regala is going to slaughter my tribe to overthrow Hikaru. The Zeniths have Beta and Gaia. We can't sit around wallowing in our losses.
Katalo's right. We must fight.
Oh, all right. So what are we gonna do, huh? Take on all of Regala's rebels?
Not to mention the Zeniths. What can we even do? Throw ourselves at their base?
Something like that. So... After we lost contact with you, we regrouped and went to Gemini. What happened? The recording we found on Varl's focus cut off when that Zenith Eric...
The Zeniths were tracking Hephaestus. When Gaia trapped it in Gemini, they knew where we were. After Varl tried to stop them. They took Beta and Gaia. I only survived because one of the Zeniths turned against the others to save me.
One of them? Well... At least we didn't lose you too. So what do we do now?
We're going to defeat the Zeniths. And get Beta and Gaia back. But first, we're going to stop Regala.
How?
Back in Gemini, Beta gave me a gift. There's something I need to do first to make it work, but it could put an end to the bloodshed.
Word is, Regala's readying her army for an all-out assault on the Grove. I need to be there.
I know. Go. Stand with Hikaru. And keep an eye on the sky.
Strike true as the 10.
The rest of you, whatever preparations you need to make, upgrades, resupplies, get on it. It won't be long before we take the fight to the Zeniths.
We'll be ready, Aloy.
Das klingt schon wieder.
Meet me outside the east exit. I'd like to have a word in private.
Even when things are darkest, you're the flame that lights the way forward.
Just tell me one thing. Am I gonna get to smash up a bunch of Zenith bastards?
We all are.
Good.
Das klingt schon wieder ziemlich nach letzter Mission, aber das habe ich glaube ich schon bei den 3 Missionen davor gesagt.
I should check on Zoe. It sounded important.
Da wird es heute wieder ein sehr redebasierter Tag. Ich eine halbe Stunde mit jedem reden werde. Kann ja nicht sein, dass jeder schon wieder so viel zu sagen hat.
It's all going to be...
You look busy.
My studies are a good distraction. Especially after Cauldron Gemini. Varl, Beta, Gaia, gone. And that's just the beginning. The Zeniths want to rob us of our future too.
We won't let that happen.
Oh, and if you have a moment, there's something I could use your help with.
Uiuiui.
How are you holding up?
Varl's loss is heavy on everyone's mind. I didn't know him well, but I can see how much he meant to the others. Zoe and Erend seem to have taken to it the hardest, but I don't quite know what to say to them.
They need time to sort through it.
And what about you? Will time heal your wounds?
I don't know. I try not to think about it. I imagine you don't know anyone here that well yet, but they're a good group.
It's funny because one of your friends is, well, another you. Not that you are the same person at all. I mean, you are, as in, you're both genetically Elizabeth Sobeck, but even so, you're different.
We grew up very differently. But sometimes different is good.
Yes, of course.
I hope everyone's been treating you okay.
Oh, yeah, of course. They've all been extremely welcoming. And they share the knowledge they learn on their focuses with each other freely. It's refreshing. Back home, diviners can only share data with the permission from the overseers.
Sounds restrictive and stifling.
Yeah, you are not wrong.
Have you spoken with Zoe at all?
A little bit, but I did hear her singing with Varl not too long ago. I don't think they noticed. Zoe seemed so free when she did it. Like every emotion she had was taking flight in song. And she looked happier because of it. I felt so dull and nervous in comparison.
You should ask Zoe to teach you sometime. About Utaru music.
Maybe.
Seems like everyone's ready to take the fight to the enemy.
Kotalo more than most. If I were this Regala, I wouldn't want to cross him on the battlefield.
Regala still has a lot of machines on her side.
That's where you come in, I suspect.
If my plan works.
Einfach die volle Experience hier. Mit allen Voice Lines. Alles gibt's hier.
I see you've been using your new focus.
It's been fascinating. So much better than the version the Quen have. What would have taken me years to sort through, like the database you helped me recover, with this, I've been able to establish search parameters to speed up the process. This could revolutionize how diviners analyze the legacy. That is, whatever part of it the overseers would actually let us study.
You wanted data, you'll find lots of it here.
A diviner has never had this sort of unsupervised access to archives such as this. And knowing you, I suspect there is much that would normally be forbidden held within them. But I was sent here to help you. I would be remiss to ignore any truth laid before me. Maybe it'll help the Quen find their way back to the path of truth.
Any more data catch your eye?
All of it? I have so much to study up on. Years, actually. I'm particularly interested in the Odyssey. We knew the ancestors had made it to the moon. In fact, we theorized some of them had settled on it. But Sirius is way farther than that. And we thought journeying across the ocean would be the feat of a lifetime. The sheer calculations needed for space travel. It's overwhelming to think about.
Even so, the Quen are way ahead of other tribes when it comes to understanding this stuff. Where I grew up, everyone thought that stars were sparks that rose from a fire lit by the goddess to guide us through the night. So, all of the tribes here are new to you?
Yes, I've been studying up on them. The most fascinating one thus far has been the Tenakth, an entire culture based on the holograms of an ancient museum. There's much they've misinterpreted, not unlike the Quen. But still, there's a nobility to what they've become. They're honorable and fearless.
And deadly. You mentioned Eric Visser? How do you know about him?
The Zenith who tried to kill you? He is known to the Quen as the Protector. combing through data related to his work led us to breakthroughs related to weapons and military tactics. Knowledge our rulers used to conquer and expand, to become the empire we are today. That's why he's one of our most revered ancestors. But based on your encounter with him, it appears he's even more ruthless than we ever imagined. Yet another distorted interpretation in the legacy.
Well, at least you're piecing together the truth.
If only the overseers back home would do the same.
Beta mentioned other Zeniths. Tilda, Verbena, and Gerard.
I'm afraid I don't know anything about them. Whatever legacy they left behind, the Diviners haven't recovered.
Tilda, the Zenith that Beta mentioned, she was the one who rescued me.
Did she say why?
She knew Elizabeth Sobek. Seems to think helping me is honoring her in some way. She was willing to share information on both Silence's plans and the other Zeniths.
But you still don't trust her. Where I come from, the more valuable the knowledge shared, the higher the price extracted. I'd be careful if I were you, Aloy.
So, haben wir's bald. Die noch. Oder auch nicht.
You mentioned there was
Best.
something you needed help with?
Yes. So, as I was sifting through data from the greenhouse, I found references to an old world system back in the Great Delta. It's called Leviathan. My people discovered it decades ago. A sprawling network of river gates and a labyrinth of underground tunnels. The legacy revealed that the old ones used it to control flooding. But we've never gotten it to work. The whole thing is shut down. But the data from the greenhouse mentions the research facility where Leviathan was created. It's in San Francisco.
Another Pharaoh facility?
No. Leviathan was a project by Eileen Sasaki, another ancestor. So the legacy tells us, anyway, if we can acquire that data, we might be able to fix the system back in the Great Delta. Every year, my sister gets terrified when the long rains begin. With Leviathan, maybe she won't have to be.
Okay. So, where in San Francisco is this facility?
That's the thing. The data doesn't say where, exactly, but one of our diviners has been exploring the ruins. He might know. Would you come with me? I have a feeling that wherever this facility is, well, you're much better at fighting machines than I am.
Of course. I'll let you know when I'm in landfall.
Thank you, Aloy.
Ha, gerne doch.
I should get going. Be ready to go on my signal, okay?
I won't let you down.
I know. And, like I said, I'll let you know when I'm in landfall. We'll find the data you're after.
I appreciate it.
Geht man noch mit dem Boy Errand.
I thought you were gonna go fight some Tanakh.
I wanted to check in with you first.
Yeah, don't worry about me. I'm just, picking up the pieces like everyone else. I'll be there when you need me.
I never doubted that.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're back.
So am I. I guess you know what...
Yeah, I'm
Ich
not
hab's
gonna
falsch
lie. I thought
angeklickt.
yeah, but I just wish that.
Yeah,
Hingeschickt.
you look tired.
Ha! You never want to hold back, are you? I've just been making sure that I got everything down for this mission of yours. I wouldn't want to be the usual screw-up out there.
You'll do fine, Errand. I know you hate waiting, but you'll have to stay back here a little longer.
Well, you go do what you gotta do, but are you okay? It's not just Varl we lost. Beta's gone. I almost lost it when I realized my sister had been taken by Derval back in the Sundom.
I'm getting her back. That's all that matters.
Understood.
You still sifting through loads of data?
Yeah, it's interesting. There's lots of words. I thought maybe I could try finding things with more, pictures in it. Not much like there, but I did find out about these holofilms. Like images put together to tell a story. They were made to look like they were the real thing. The Oseram like shows. I bet they pay a lot of shards for those hollows.
You've been looking at any interesting data?
I asked Gaia to find me something to look at a while back, and she found the mother of all forges. They called it sports. Turns out the old ones spent a lot of time tackling and punching each other for points in one game or another. Are you mixing some solid food and fresh ale? I bet half the claim will be lining up to watch.
Ja, ja, das machen die komischen Menschen. Heutzutage auch noch.
What you reading next?
I saw Gaia added something to the archives about metal rods being used to harness lightning during storms. That reminded me of a cousin of mine. Thought he could trap lightning if he covered himself in Stormbird plates. Went up the tallest mountain in the claim to prove it. It ended like a lot of Oseram things do. With a spark and a boom.
Passiert bei solchen Ideen
What
manchmal.
else have you been studying with your focus?
Yeah, I've been looking into this Vegas place you found. Gaia showed us everything that happened when you went to get that Poseidon thing. I mean, this Merlin guy seems pretty smart. Though, risking the Tanakh clan lands for a light show is a bold move.
His crew knows how to handle themselves. Mostly.
Right.
Do you think so will be okay?
I don't think anyone's ever okay after losing the one they love. I can't tell you she's handling it better than I ever did. That keeps the rest of us level-headed.
Do I smell ale?
I brought some over from Chain Scrape. With everything that's been going on, I thought we could all use a drink. Besides, there is nothing that brings people together like a good brew. That's what my sister always said, anyways. You're more than welcome to have some.
Maybe another time.
Jetzt müssen wir noch eine gemeinsame Saufparty hier machen. Oh, nice.
Anything happen I should know about?
Zoe asked us to help her bring more plants in here. Not for eating, apparently. Yeah, if you ask me, the place is fine as it is. Metal might be plain, but it's sturdy. Nothing wrong with that. Who needs a bunch of vegetation?
How are things with Katalo? You still scared of him?
Oh, she thinks she's funny. Actually, I asked if it'd be interested in playing a game of Strike. I had to fill in most of the conversation myself, but I'm still alive.
Glad to hear it. Have you spoken with Alva yet?
Yeah, when she's not reading the archives like a giddy kid drinking her first ale. She took to that new focus quick, that's for sure. I gotta say, I'm a little jealous. But I can see why you two hit it off.
Anybody take you up on that ale you brought yet?
Zoe can't stand the smell of it. I tried Alva, but I don't think she knows what taking a break means.
What about Katalo?
Ah, now there's a man that can hold his liquor. Pretty sure we downed half a keg. We had a good chat, I think.
Er ist unsicher.
I need to get going.
You better get there before Katalo tries to take on Regala's entire army by himself. Do me a favor. Don't go disappearing on us again.
I'll do my best.
So, die große Frage aller Fragen ist jetzt. Ich habe hier ungefähr 1 Milliarde Nebenquests. Okay, es sind ungefähr 10. Trotzdem. Aufträge. Auch noch ein bisschen. Aufgaben. Dieses Zeug. Diese ganze Nebensachen. Gibt so viel Zeug. Ich habe sehr viel davon nicht gemacht. Weil vieles auch wirklich. Wobei so Brutstätten eigentlich ganz nice zu machen. Aber ich hatte ja eine Zeit lang versucht, meine ganzen Waffen mal ein bisschen abzugraden und so. Aber ich denke, der hier, mein Scharfschussbogen, ist jetzt auch schon ziemlich ready. Jo, Jägerbogen auch nicht so bad. Ja, keine Ahnung. Ich bin am Überlegen, ob ich jetzt... Nein, nicht dieses Menü. Dieses Hauptquest. Ob ich jetzt die Hauptquest weitermache? Ich glaube schon. Nebenquest kann ich immer noch später machen. Kann ich hier schon wieder was rausholen? Nee, schade. Wo wollen sie denn? Rede mit So. So. Ja, wo ist die Dame? Ja, die chillt da oben und trauert vor sich hin. Die Arme.
Over here, Aloy. We would come out here to tend to the garden. Sometimes I needed fresh air. Other times we would simply sit and watch the sunrise. So when we returned from Gemini, it seemed fitting that he be laid to rest here. Now he can always look out at Plain Song and... further east, to the Nora Sacred Lands.
He would have liked that.
He often spoke of his sister, Vala. He said she used to gather her favorite golden blooms and tie them to her spear. Their mother called it useless, but Vala was stubborn.
Yeah, she seemed like that.
It wasn't easy. But I tracked down the flower. Gathered its seeds. As verdant limbs wither, roots rot in snow, still the sea rises, as certain as stone. From death follows new life. So it is with the land. And so it is with us. I'm with child, Aloy.
Ja, hat sie noch geschwängert, alles
I was
klar.
going to tell him when he got back from Gemini. Instead, one day, I'll bring our child here. We'll sit among the blooms and watch the sunrise.
I never got to tell him. To thank him. For saving my life, sure, but also... for not giving up on me.
He always knew.
Goodbye, Varl. I promise to look after them. I'll try to visit again when I can.
So sad. Wirklich sad.
But for now, I need to go to the fabrication terminal to install the new override on my spear.
Was zu Wahl
And I'll use it
setzen.
on a sunwing and get ready for an entrance Regala will never forget.
Ja, schönes Fleckchen, wo mal jemand begräbt, bestattet, wie auch immer. Guck mal, warum leuchtet die gerade so? Ist sie heilig oder was? Jetzt geht das Leuchten so langsam weg.
Yeah?
This room looks different. And that hologram looks like a cauldron symbol. Gaia's doing, probably.
Ah. 2 habe ich. Verstehe schon. Überbrückung herstellen. Aber man muss die herstellen. Das ist irgendwie ein bisschen verdrängt. Sonnenflügelüberbrückung. Eine fliegende Maschine, die Energie absorbiert und in Gruppen auftritt. Sie verfügt über viele Plasmaangriffe und während ihr Energieschild und ihre Beweglichkeit zu erschweren. Es erschweren sie zu treffen. Meine Fresse, ich kann nicht lesen. Gemini. Überbrückung freigeschaltet. Ich kann hier wohl noch mehrere. Den hier, den Himmelsgleiter. Und den Verwüster. Und das war's dann auch. Oh mein Gott, kann man auch viele freischalten. Ach so, und das kostet Rohstoffe. Ach, ja, okay, ich habe verstanden. Ich könnte jetzt diese ganzen durch diese 2 Dinger, die ich da wahrscheinlich gemacht habe. Aber ich brauche natürlich trotzdem noch die Rohstoffe dafür. Immerhin sind es Rohstoffe von den spezifischen jeweiligen Monstern, Maschinen. Und das heißt, ich habe schon mal nichts so komplett gewastet gerade. Das freut mich.
Override installed. Now to find a sunwing.
Boah, es ist jetzt, wo ich die Dinger fliegen lernen werde. Warte mal, hat er mir jetzt wieder eine andere Mission ausgewählt? Aloy hat einen Plan, wie man Regalas Rebellion beenden. Wie Sinnes besiegen und Beta und Gaia retten kann. Aber zuerst müssen wir Gefährten anschließen und einen lieben Freund zuletzt wirken. Hä? Ich glaube, ich mache gerade wieder 2 unterschiedliche Sachen. Aber ist ja auch egal.
Okay, I need to find a sunwing to override. Better head up the mountain.
Also, hoch mit uns. Der Berg. Der Berg ruft. Man weiß es. Okay, da geht's wohl nicht rüber. Geht hier rum. Kiste. Ein bisschen Zeug drin. Okay, hier geht's wirklich nicht hoch. Warte. Wie zum Gipfel über der Basis. Ja, und wie soll ich da noch kommen? Bitte Infos dazu. Da lang. Ich habe ja anfangs mal gesagt, es ist ein bisschen doof, immer mit diesem Scannen hier und dann nur da entlang zu klettern, weil man es ja sieht, wo es lang geht. Aber wenn es den ganzen Berg hier hinten nicht hochgeht, das findet man ja so eigentlich nicht. Ist vielleicht doch so gedacht. Immer damit zu klettern. Beziehungsweise zu schauen. How-to-Kletter. Ja, das ist ja schon so ein Viech, oder? Ein Stück näher und rein da. Speer rein. Ja, Mann, fliegen, ich glaub's nicht, oder? Jetzt hier endlich.